Thank you for taking your time. Well, how have things been so far? You feel a bit sore after what happened in the first day?
No, I feel okay. I mean, in general, riding here it's different from the regular short circuit racing. So you use the body in a different way. So I feel some muscle fatigue and stuff like that, but nothing serious, just some general feeling of discomfort. But yeah, I guess you're talking about the impact with the bird. Yeah, so unfortunately the bird hit the screen first before it hit me, so a lot of the energy would have been like dissipated off the bike. So it was like a secondary impact when it hit me, so it wasn't like a proper punch in the face, you know.
But you say like you're feeling sore, that's just a normal way after doing a couple of laps.
Yeah, because I did 8 laps on the first practice, so it's quite a lot of work. And like I said, it's a different method for riding, and I'm actually using more energy in the first day than I would in other days because I'm not confident to let the bike drift and use all the track. I'm kind of like finishing the corner early, and I'm working to make the bike do that. So I'm using muscles and using my body more than I should, really. But once I become more relaxed, then I'll let the bike sort of flow. And rather than worrying about using all the road, I'll just be confident to use all the road and then not fight the bike.
Is that just about, as you say, just getting in the zone and getting your rhythm, let's say?
Yeah, I already feel like, let's say, at a slower pace than my best by a long ways, but I already feel like I can ride the circuit in a rhythm. That's quite easy to do, but you have to always ride where you're scaring yourself. So that's necessary to improve. So if I just stay in the position where I feel comfortable, I'll not go any quicker and I'll not improve. So every single lap I have to be at that window where I'm starting to have some fear, and then that encourages me to my eyes to experience the track at a higher speed, and also memory of how the bike feels over certain rises and dips, and then that accelerates the learning and preparation for going quicker.
I suppose does it take a lot of time to push beyond that, let's say, comfort level, as you mentioned?
I think each rider has their own feeling for that. So I think that's what maybe separates the good riders from the great riders, is someone that can be comfortable and then move into a new zone quickly, and then be comfortable there, and then move into a new zone and then be comfortable there quickly, where I feel like I can't be certain, but I feel like maybe I'm not the fastest one to go to my limit. You know, I feel like I move steady through the process.
And then like an evening like yesterday, where you're all ready to go more or less. And
yes.
With the weather and everything that happened, is it difficult to cope with that, or?
No, it's not pleasant, because you obviously want to go and you want to ride and you have emotions building inside of you, but it's always the way here. You know, last year was an exception where every day was sunny and the track was perfect and we just always went on schedule. But that was a complete out of character situation. It feels like normality has been restored.
Yeah.
It's very normal for us to be ready to go, and then a session be delayed, or a cloud come through, or sunny here and rain over there, and it's just the way it is here. You have to accept it. So I think for us, it's not a big challenge. You know, I mean, it's disappointing, the same as everybody. You know, like everybody's. I'm sure it's actually probably more difficult for the spectators, because they have to rush around the course before the road closure, find the perfect spot to watch, and then they have to wait a long time before anything would happen, even on schedule. And then there's a delay and another delay and another delay, and then finally a cancellation. For them is a big you know, it's a big deal because they put a lot of work in to be in that position and then have nothing. So for us, it's not ideal, but it's not a big problem. We're able to cope, you know, quite easily.
And of course, you didn't do the ranks last year, did you?
No, I have done in other years. I've ridden that event, but no, the last time on track was the TT last year.
So how does it feel on Monday afternoon, sitting on the Blank Prep road again, especially on a big bike like yourself? How does that feel again, to just be there again? And
yeah, it's difficult to put into words. It's definitely an experience, and it's definitely like a type of, the only way I can say is an emotion, you know, like you have like it's not pressure, you know, because no one really is demanding you go a certain speed or get a certain result. So it's not really like an expectation or a pressure, but it's there's definitely some sort of like some sort of stress, you know, where you're thinking about what's coming, you know. And even if I do a nice lap, which is very safe, there's no such thing as a safe lap here. You know, at any moment, if something was to fail on the machine or you know, there's so many examples, something outside, you know, we don't want to talk about what can happen. So you always have this sensation of, some sort of stress in somewhere in the back of your mind. But everything else is like excitement, you know, joy, experience, emotion, you know, like good things. But there's a little bit of like stress there as well.
You've been coming here for over 10 years. Does that feeling ever change?
No,
Same as it was before?
It's always the same. It's always the same. You know, even when you're just beginning and it's the start and everything's new, right until I can imagine even people that exceed my results, they would experience the same thing. It doesn't really change. It's part of the atmosphere of this event. It's something that's always here.
And I think your first year was 13, right?
Correct.
Has the event changed in those years?
No, not really. No, I mean the circuit's the same. The format is a little different with the days that we ride and the practice sessions, but more or less it feels the same to me like it did then. I feel there is some more. I'm not certain, but I feel like there's more global awareness of this event. It feels like maybe social media and television coverage and stuff has maybe improved, and that's what makes people understand this event a little better. But no one will really truly understand until they come. It's not possible to watch a TV highlights program or, you know, somebody else's video footage on their phone or whatever. You can't see it anyway to really know what this is about here until you come for yourself. Feel and watch and see it firsthand. Yeah.
For how long have you been based in the UK now? For how many years?
My first championship year in the British series was 2009. So I think that's like 15 years or something.
And does it feel like home, or still Australia will always be home?
Australia will always be home. My wife is British, English born, so I feel like it's a second home. You know, it's definitely like similar to home, but Australia will always sort of be my true instinct home. You know.
And do you miss it?
I always go back in the off season when the racing's finished. So I get plenty of opportunity to see family and see friends and enjoy Australia, and then I kind of miss racing, so I'm ready to come back for the beginning of the season. So I have a really nice balance at the moment where I get best of everything.
What's the better track, this one or Phillip Island?
They're different. I think it's not possible to say what's better, but put it this way: if there was a rule come in place that I had to pick one track, that I could only ride again in the future, and I couldn't pick both, I would pick here. It has so much variety and so many, you know, so much to enjoy that that I would happily sacrifice not racing or riding again at Phillip Island in favour of continuing to ride here.
Fair enough. Of course, you've been racing for many, many years already, and you see here at the TT like John and Michael Rutter and those guys, they riding into the 50s.
Yeah.
Would you see yourself doing that?
I hope so. I really hope so. I don't know. I can't answer the future, but my personal wish is to continue like that.
You don't want to think about quitting?
Nah, I mean, what else would I do? Yeah, I've dedicated a whole life to motorcycles and racing, so I feel like I need to see it through. You know, it doesn't feel right. It wouldn't feel right at any point to stop or walk away, and I have enough experience in life to know that I'm not missing anything. You know and when I say I haven't sacrificed a life, I've dedicated a life to racing. So yeah, if I did stop, I would be more disappointed than looking back at life and saying, oh, I only ever raced motorbikes. What else could there have been for me? But I'm completely comfortable with just having motorcycles as a journey.
You would do it all again?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I wish I could do it again. It's not I wouldn't. I actually would desire the opportunity to start over and do it again.
Time machine. And
yeah, exactly.
Of course, we're from the Netherlands. Do you have any fond memories or specific memories from the Netherlands in general, or racing in the Netherlands?
Yeah, because I always raced in Assen, so it's one of them tracks where it always produces great racing. I think the layout of the circuit. The only thing I'm disappointed with, I'd never rode the previous layout with the big long, the full length circuit. I've only rode the version that is currently. So that I'm a bit disappointed by, but this circuit always produces a good race, whether it was in World Supersport or British Superbikes. It doesn't make a difference the class. The track always creates entertainment, and it's not just me. I'm sure most riders would say they enjoy races the most when there's a big fight, some sort of battle involved, and it's not until the last lap that we can decide who's the winner. So of course everyone wants to be the winner, but it's those races that stay in your mind, and the ones that you speak about again and again are the ones where it was a battle all the way to the last lap, and Assen always creates this situation. So when I think of the Netherlands, I think of Assen, and it's a good combination.
Of course, everyone expects from the likes of Peter, Dean, Michael that they will be gunning for the victory. I mean, this race is different compared to any other ESB race, for example, where winning is the only thing that matters and the rest is less important, let's say.
Yeah.
What would be a good TT for you? I mean, yeah, what would you be satisfied with? Of course, you win on the podium last year in one race.
Yeah, I'm forced to be satisfied with whatever I get. It's one of those events where if you try and create a result or want something more than is destined for you, that could be a bad story. So I feel like I respect this place enough where if I'm not happy with the result, I'm still okay with that. It's important for me to finish and go home as much as it's important to get a good result. So if I just put that idea to the side and just look at the facts, I got 5th in the senior last year, and each day I was improving all the way until the end. And I feel like I can see a lot of areas where I can improve on what I did last year. So I'd like to hope that I can improve my personal best and then, you know, if I can achieve that and do better myself with my own lap times, then that should put me in a position to find a better result. It's natural. But, you know, last year, Connor and Davey were both ill and didn't ride to their, you know, top level. There's, you know, lots of, you know, James Hillier, Jamie Coward, you know, I don't know how they're feeling with their preparation for this year. And then there's me, and, you know, there's other riders that are maybe going to take a step up as well, you know, so it's, you know, like getting fifth last year, I might even go faster this year and still not get fifth, you know, it's so difficult to kind of put a mental idea on where you should be. But I would be like, it would be like winning for me if I was on the podium. That's like my next target. You know, I don't want to sit here and go, oh yeah, I think I can win, because I just think maybe that's a little bit too outside of what is possible at the moment. I know if I came here every year for a succession of years, I believe I could get into that like fight for the win. But I think knowing what my personality and the way that I develop through the practice days, I think a podium is probably my greatest sort of like ceiling and target I could achieve.
That's the plan to come.
That's the plan
now. I mean, you've had some years off.
Yeah, well, I mean, my career has always been based on the British Superbike, or at least for the last 15 years or so or more. It's
Yeah, I mean, it goes first. And
yeah, the TT has to be kind of like a project that we attach to the British Superbikes, because I need an income, I need a salary, you know, I need to be able to pay the bills. So I have to look at my career and extending my career as long as I can. And I still want to win a British Championship. So at the moment, that may change in the future, but at the moment, the focus and the spear point is still the British Superbike Championship, and the TT has to be like a side project. And unfortunately, because of that process, the TT kind of like comes in and goes out and comes back in, depending on which team will have me for the British Superbike Championship. Yep. So in an ideal world where I control the future, I will stay in a team on a bike that does British Superbikes and Ironman TT. But if I get a really good contract for British Superbikes and I think that's a championship potential to win, and I have to drop the TT, then I have to make that decision when that situation arrives.
Finally, Josh, in 40 or 50 years' time, when you're an old man and looking back at your life,
yes,
how would you like to be remembered? Not just as Josh the motorcycle racer, but Josh Brooks the man. How would you like to be remembered?
That's an interesting question. I'm struggling to give it. It's quite a deep question, you know. I think it takes some consideration to give a really good answer. But you know, I'm happy in who I am and what I've done in racing already. So if people just remember me for what I've achieved now and what I'm doing, then that's enough. You know, I don't need anything more than that. You know, in fact, I'm already the winner, because I'm the one enjoying this journey. You know, what I want. You know, and it's really, you know, I feel like it's a gift, you know, what I've been given in life, to be able to race and travel the world and ride motorcycles for a career. It's already a gift, you know. So if people actually remember me for what I'm already grateful for, then that's like a, you know, like a bonus, yeah, like extra sprinkles on the top, you know.
Great, thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you very much, very interesting.
No, it's a pleasure, always.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.